in the media. તો એ દ્રષ્ટિએ સમૂહ પ્રસાર માધ્યમોનું મહત્ત્વ આપણે જરાય ઓછું ન આંકી શકીએ. ડૉક્ટર કાશીકર, એમ આઈ રાઇટ?
યસ, બિલકુલ, આપની વાત બિલકુલ સાચી છે. અને જે પ્રકારે આજે સમગ્ર સમાજમાં, સમગ્ર દેશમાં પ્રસાર અને પ્રચાર માધ્યમોનું જે પહોંચ વધી છે, ખાસ કરીને ટેલિવિઝન આવવાના કારણે અને ઇન્ટરનેટ આવવાના કારણે, અને અખબારો તો કૂદકે ને ભૂસકે વધતા જ જાય છે અને એમની પણ પહોંચ ખૂબ સારી રીતે વધી રહી છે. એ જોતાં, અને એવું પણ છે કે માધ્યમો જે છે દે આર કોલ્ડ ઓપિનિયન મેકર્સ, એ લોકમતનું ઘડતર કરે છે.
ઓકે.
એટલે જ્યારે આ પ્રકારની સ્થિતિ હોય ત્યારે અખબારો વાંચીને કે ટેલિવિઝન જોઈને આપણે જે કંઈ માહિતી મેળવીએ છીએ એના આધારે આપણે ઘણી બધી બાબતોમાં આપણો મત પણ ઘડતા હોઈએ, પછી રાજકીય બાબત હોય, સામાજિક બાબત હોય, આર્થિક બાબત હોય. એટલા માટે એનું મહત્ત્વ છે એ હંમેશા અનેરું છે.
ઓકે. In our next slide, we are talking about major Indian news agencies. This is the purview of Dr. Kasikar, so I let it open to Dr. Kasikar. Will you please clarify the things before the students?
Yes. In fact, when we read a newspaper early in the morning or we see the television, sometimes we wonder how these people get so many information. So what are the sources of information that they keep on feeding us with continuous news 24/7? Or when we see the newspaper of 24 pages, 32 pages with extra supplement of 16 pages, how they got this information? So there are various sources of information, and one of the source of information for all the newspapers and electronic media, radio and all the mediums is a news agency, a credible news agency. And especially in our country, there are some major news agencies which are dealing with the national, regional and international news. I would like to read the names of these news agencies which are here on your screen. First is Press Trust of India, that is PTI. Then United News of India, that is UNI. Then Indo-Asian News Service, that is IANS. Then Hindustan Samachar. Then Associated Press de France, AFP. Reuters and Associated News of India, ANI. Now all these agencies, especially ANI and UNI and PTI, these three agencies nowadays also work for electronic media, but basically PTI, UNI, IANS, Hindustan Samachar, AFP, they were started for the service of print media, but now day by day they are also converging themselves for the electronic media, and they are one of the most credible source of international, national and regional news, as they have their bureaus worldwide.
Okay. So when we read the newspaper in the morning, we find something written into bracket that Mumbai PTI, Delhi ANI. That means the source taken from this agency. So news agencies are the providers of newspapers, the information which is very useful for the society. So this was the theory part of our press report, that how the development of press occurred in India, what type of role media played in past, particularly when we fought for the independence of India from the British government. So the role of freedom fighters as well as the media, and now what is the status right now of the media in our society. So there are many agencies and people form their opinion through media. કે આપે જે રીતે કહ્યું કે લોકમતનું ઘડતર કરતું આ એક સબળ માધ્યમ છે, તો એ બાબત ધ્યાને લઈ અને હવે આપણે ધીરે રહી અને જોઈએ કે ન્યૂઝ, વોટ ઇઝ ન્યૂઝ એન્ડ હાઉ it is formed. In our slide, we ask a few questions that what is news? Then the obvious answer we get immediately, that is, when a dog bites a man, that is not news, but when a man bites a dog, that is news. The famous definition given by John B. Bogart. And the next definition is whatever information comes from news, that is north, east, west, and south direction. So I request Dr. Kasikar to define the definition given here. Very clear cut it is said on screen, but we need further clarification on this aspect. So please, Dr. Kasikar.
Basically, these definitions are very academic, so I would like to take it more practically. Because when we see and when we talk about the news, why at the first place we see news on television, or why we read news in the newspaper? Because it is not just a bunch of information, but it's a bunch of information with credibility. It's a very credible information. That is why we call it a news. Otherwise, we have various sources of information around us and we get plenty of information in the whole day. But when we read a newspaper, we get the information that is taken from a credible source, and the information itself is very credible, timely, and fresh.
Okay. So how do we get information? In our next slide, we are going to talk about this thing, that information is the soul of news. Mainly, news is based on 5 W's and 1 H. These W's are who, what, when, where, and why, and 1 H is how. So each news is based on these things. Basically, all news matters contain either all these elements or some of them. So whenever we read or watch news in newspaper or on television, we find these W's and H exaggerated or reflected correctly in the media. So primarily we have to think about who, what, when, where, and why, and how. So this is the ingredient of news. We can call it that if we wish to prepare a recipe, then these are the ingredients, that without these things one cannot prepare a press report or news report. Am I right, Dr. Kasikar?
Absolutely true. Absolutely true.
Okay. So in next slide we are talking about, though news making directly or indirectly contains an incident, importance of an incident and information related to it should be considered. A press report making process should be divided into 3 parts: pre-release, making of information, and post-release. So now our focus of discussion about press report is divided into 3 parts. There is the first phase, pre-release phase, then the second phase is making of information, and the next or the last phase of our press report is post-release. We have to do something after releasing the report towards the news agencies or newspapers. So now our discussion is focused on these 3 parts. What one should do during pre-release phase, what one is supposed to do during making of or formation of it, and what is post-release aspect. So these are the 3 important parts. Dr. Kasikar would like to say something about these 3 phases of making a press report.
Whenever there are 2 things basically I would like to say. When a press reporter makes a press report or report on a certain incident, it's a different thing. But when you are as a common person dealing with certain aspects of information or news of your institution or wherever you are dealing with, it's a different thing. That is why we have these 3 phases: pre-release, formation, and post-release.
Okay. Now, in pre-release, we talk about a successful publicity material using a press report requires a good news story. You need to come up with something original about your event that will be interesting to the general public. So, what is a news story, sir?
Basically, when you say it's a news story, you have to deal with the information that is more interesting, and when you will send this press release to newspaper, at the first place the editor or the news editor must take interest in whatever you have written. If he is not interested in what you have written, he will not print your your press release. So for him it is necessary that it should be very interesting. So whatever the incident you are reporting or whatever the program you are reporting, you should make it very clear cut and in a very crisp language. You must use such language that it will become interesting.
Okay. So during pre-release thing, that is the brainstorming aspect of press report. At that time, we think about it in detail. Then we start practical writing of it. So during brainstorming, we are supposed to think about whether is it a news story or not, and what are the aspects of news story. Dr. Kasikar has said it very clearly. In next part, in our slide also we have said that for any press report, raw information is related event and it is required. This raw information also contains various important news aspects. To make a good press release, a reporter should gather first-hand information. So there are two aspects: first-hand information and second-hand information. When you go and experience yourself the things, you look at it personally, and when you heard about it, that is second-hand. When somebody comes and say that something happened on road at that time, and I start writing about this, that is second hand. That is my concept. Whether I am right or wrong, Dr. Kasikar will clear it. What is first hand experience or first hand information, and what is second hand information, sir?
Yes, technically we call it primary sources and secondary sources. So when a person who is reporting the incident is there at the place where the actual incident has happened, it's a very primary source and first hand source. So you can directly go there and get the information. And secondary source, when you get the information on telephone, or you talk to somebody via other than telephone or some other medium, and you get the information. So you are not there at the place of incident. So that is what we call the second hand information or secondary information.
Okay. So whether can we call it proxy reporting?
In fact, in our journalism field, we call it table story.
Table story. Okay, that is second hand information. Our next slide, please. Once the raw material is collected, news information starts. News formation starts, I am sorry. A reporter has to decide the importance of information. The most important aspect related to incident or event comes first. Subsequently, less important information follows it. So we should be aware that what is most important and what is less important. Priority should be given to the most important aspect, and less important aspects are given next. Now the next phase of our press report start, that is formation. So during pre-release phase, we collect the information and we think about it in depth. So brainstorming session ends there. Now we have to make it clear cut on paper aspect, and that is formation part. Mainly a press report has 4 parts: title, introduction or intro, news body, and conclusive paragraph. Sometimes we also talk about lead. So, is there a difference between title and lead and introduction and lead, Dr. Kasikar?
Yeah, what you call lead is we call in our journalistic language an intro. Otherwise, there is no other differentiation between both of them. But a title should always be catchy. Whenever you make title of your news item or your press report, it should be very catchy. I will give an example. A few years ago, when a girl was killed, one of the leading newspapers of our country made a very wonderful heading, and the heading was "No one killed Jessica." Actually, the Jessica was murdered, and nobody was convicted for her murder. And the title of the main newspaper front page news was "No one killed Jessica," and that created a very much furor in the entire country, and the entire case was revoked, and so many things happened after that press report. So when you read such catchy heading, no, you automatically start reading the entire news report. So title or the heading must be very catchy.
Okay, sir, we have one very good example here that is a story of the pigeon who saved 200 US soldiers. So the title is very catchy. Generally, we see that a soldier saves many, but here is a pigeon who saves many. So, story of the pigeon who saved 200 US soldiers. The catchy title or heading of your press report makes it very important, and people automatically get attracted towards these things. So, you are very right to say that your title is, in a way, your publicity aspect.
True.
Okay. So, in our next slide, we are talking about formation part. So, what is title? Cover the most interesting aspect of your press report in as few words as possible. Make it punchy and attention grabbing with maximum impact. The example of impact is given here.